Okay, guys, this is not Mad Max 6. This is the other M. This is Merlin, but I am here with Mad Max 6.
This is Built by Broser, by the way.
This is Built by Broser. Yeah, I'm not experienced at this. I'm usually the one on camera. But Dave, what are we doing? Why are we on the road? Where are we?
Today is a very special Be Built because today marks officially the 1-year anniversary that you and I start prepping for shows, start the diet. So
my question is, did you buy anything for me for my 1-year anniversary?
It's coming for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
We're in between your birthday and Christmas right now.
You made me lunch.
I did you. Yeah, we did
made
lunch.
a delicious lunch. Okay.
We have a really exciting day today because it's been exactly 1 year since you and I started. And today we actually are on our way to Orange County to have a professional photo shoot with Jason Ellis. So I'm really excited because Jason's actually the one who reached out to us to actually ask me to shoot with him because he saw our latest pictures and he was just, I guess, so impressed that he said, we need to shoot. So I said, well, would it be possible to shoot on December 6th? Because that's when I started training with Eric officially for, competing. So he said, yeah. So exactly 1 year later, we'll be able to have some after picture that we'll be able to compare, when I first started working with you on the first day versus, a year later. So I'm so jazzed about it.
This is really exciting. So I think we're actually pulling into the...
we're meeting at some gym somewhere.
Yeah, we're going traveling down this road.
He just texted actually. What did he say? If you get there first, start pumping up. Okay.
If you get there first, start pumping up. So that's what we're doing. So we're on our way there, a couple minutes out, and this is going to be a fun day. I'm going to film behind the scenes of the photo shoot, take some pictures.
We're going to have some before pictures for you guys. We're going to put in there and just kind of talk about the journey.
Yeah.
This past 12 months and what's next and all that stuff. But I'm so excited to be here today to have you help me all this time. I never thought, a year ago that this is where we were going to be today. I mean, I just, this is the dream come true for me to, look the way I do because of you and to have someone of the caliber of Jason actually asking me for a shoot. I never thought a year ago we'd be here today. So this is great and hopefully it turns out well and, we'll talk some more throughout the show. But thank you for you guys following us all this year. We're going to wrap it up after this for a good, 4 or 5 months of season before we have our next project, and we'll let you know what that is also. But thanks.
All right, we'll be back soon, guys.
Yeah, where are we? Where are we right now?
We are we're in Marina Del Rey. We're at my apartment building where I live, and we're out on one of the 2 decks that we have out here outside the apartment, and standing in front of the boats here. Figured we'd give you a good view.
This is like, you guys, we're 2 weeks out exactly, 14 days away from Christmas in December, and this is what we have here. So we're gonna brag a little bit, make you guys feel a little jealous all over the world.
Yeah, I have to say it's really not too bad. So I feel bad. Not too shabby. I feel bad for those who have to deal with. I mean, unless you like the snow, I mean that's okay. But we prefer this.
So you guys, we wanted to do a little bit of a different show this time around. We actually started shooting a few days ago, about a week ago, not quite, a few days ago, at the photo shoot with Jason Ellis, and we're going to continue it here. So we actually did this Be Built by Broser in sections, right? A little bit different.
Yeah, we did it in a few different sections, but we wanted to take you through a few different areas of what we've been doing here. So we'll piece it together. It'll look very nice by the time we're done, I think.
Yeah. So we wanted to do this as sort of it's a milestone for us as a wrap-up show, because it's been exactly just over 1 year, 1 year that me and Eric has actually started to work together as a coach and student, and it's a big milestone for me. I don't know about for him. I'm speaking for myself, but we wanted to sort of do like a wrap up, 1 year milestone on what happened over this past 12 months, and what we went through and everything. So that's kind of what we're doing today.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was viewing your pictures of the show that you did before I started working with you, and I looked at the pictures and I said to myself, I see much more potential in your physique than you're giving yourself credit for. And that was when I came up with the idea of, hey, we're doing this show together. We're doing Be Built by Broser, and I asked you, would you want me to coach you for the next year and see what you can do? And you jumped right on board. And
do you remember where that was? I remember where that was.
When
you asked me that, do you remember where we were?
I don't know, where were we at the time?
We were in Montana.
Oh, Yeah, okay. So we were in Montana doing some business there,
Yeah.
and having some steaks.
That's right.
We had a bunch of steaks.
That's right. That's when you asked me.
Yeah, so then we officially started, I guess it was December 6th,
December 6th.
2014,
Yep.
and we started 17 weeks out from the first show. We didn't necessarily plan we only planned the first show, and then we took it, one at a time. For that, we ended up doing 5. And it was quite a journey because, as we'll talk about, I mean, I think you brought to the table a slightly different look than you had the previous year. So,
I just want to say I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy with this past year, and just to take you guys back a little bit, I've been competing since pretty much I was 18 years old. I'm now 43. And I've always loved competing. I've always, when I first started, I wanted to. I was dreaming of becoming a pro and stuff. And eventually, I moved to California, and I realized that the bodybuilders here were a lot bigger than I anticipated. And I kind of just gave up on that idea. Just like, yeah, I don't think it's for me. I don't think I have the genetics. I don't think I'm good enough. Because I competed a few times, and what I would come up with, it was always pretty much the same package, the same condition. I've always had weak arms, weak legs, and I was never able to. Sort of improve on that. Sometimes my condition was good, sometimes wasn't so good. So but I've always dreamed of sort of like making a living doing in bodybuilding somehow, and I was able to do that. To work for Max Muscle, and now with Muscle Insider, and you guys know what we do, and so I'm really glad that I was able to make a living in a sort of environment that I really enjoy doing. But not until you came along and really pieced everything together for me was I able to finally sort of look the way I've always dreamed of looking. So I'm so grateful and happy that you came into my life and sort of made it happen for me.
yeah, I mean, I obviously this is how I make my living, by being a coach and being a writer and doing all the things that I do with supplement companies. But you did something for me, and you brought me on the show. You asked me to do the show, which I was so grateful for as well. And sometimes I just I look at people as projects, and I see certain things, and I think one of the things that I'm have been gifted to do is to take people past plateaus that they've reached, where they think that their genetic potential is reached and they're done, and show them ways that they probably never thought of to train, new dieting techniques, new ways to look at contest preparation, making it probably a more simple process and an easier process, a more healthy process, and then also bringing in a better package. So that's what I wanted to do with you, and I thought it'd be great, especially because we'd become friends. We get to train together every once in a while, and we have the show, so naturally that's a great place to show what's going on. And it was just an amazing 12-month journey, which really is just the beginning for us because we have a lot more planned. But I'm really, really amazed I'm amazed myself even with what we achieved in the 12 months, because we did something that most people would think is possible, which is stay in contest shape for a year straight and build muscle at the same time. Because the last time you competed before me, you were about 207 pounds and relatively soft.
And we'll put some pictures of you guys as we're talking over here. We have some before and after pictures to show you guys, so I hope you guys are impressed, because I am.
Yeah. So you were about 207 pounds on your own, relatively soft, and we have some pictures where you were about 223, 224, taken in the gym and stuff like that, completely ripped to the bone. So I mean, basically the amount of muscle that you gained while dieting it's pretty unbelievable. And and the only thing that you can really owe it to is the training techniques and the diet, because that's the only thing that changed in your program. That's so true. Yeah, I mean, this is a great year. So I'm so glad that we're finishing the year with the culmination of what we accomplished.
It's to me it's really unbelievable, and I'm you're right. The only different factors was the diet, was the training. It just blows my mind, to see that finally, my arms and my legs, which were always a problem for me, are finally starting to come up, and we did that while dieting, while prepping for shows, and I just gotta say that it's been an easy process. I mean, your diets are so easy to follow and so effortless to stay on. I don't even want to get off the diet. And to be honest with you, when people tell me, "Are you done now? Are you done now?" And I'm like, "Done with what?" Because I really don't feel restricted. I really don't feel like I'm craving anything. I really don't feel, I can't wait to stop, dieting so I can go and eat as much as I want, because I pretty much eat I'm never hungry really. I mean, I'm hungry if I pass my time of eating every 3 hours, but that's normal for someone who works out. So when people think that I'm crazy because I keep that sometimes they say, "Oh, I'm worried about you. You got to stop," and I'm like, it's just so easy. I hate to say this, but it's really really easy. So the way you do things are really fun as far as training and really easy as far as eating. And I think that's a great thing because then it means you can actually keep making progress, staying in pretty much contest shape all year round, which is what we do this for. I mean, people compete because they like to look good, I think, So to just, look good for one weekend and then look like crap the rest of the time, I don't think I don't think that's what people want in general. That's not why they get into bodybuilding, right?
Well, I mean, it makes. I mean, I understand the mentality because I used to have it also when I was competing and I was younger. I'd be like, I can't wait till I'm done with the show because I just want to eat everything. But then as time went on, I started to realize, why do I want to look like a bodybuilder, a competitive bodybuilder, one day out of the year or 2 days out of the year? I want to walk around looking like this all the time. Then that doesn't necessarily mean exactly the way you look on stage, but why not be pretty ripped year round if you can do it? Why not, be able to gain muscle while keeping the body fat off? Why do you have to bulk up so crazy? Now, that's your choice if you want to do that. Maybe you like, gaining 50 pounds in the off season and feeling really powerful, and that's your choice. But most people I know, and especially I think that bodybuilders who have been doing it for, 10, 12, 13, 15 years, want to stay in shape all the time, and they just don't know how it could be done, especially if they want to continue to progress. And that's one of the things that I've been able to teach. Now, obviously, I work with people of all ages, from teenagers all the way up. But I've had a lot of people who, in 35, 40 years old, who think that they've peaked, or they want to learn how to stay in shape. Want to learn how to be able to train intensely without using so much weight because their joints are killing them. Learn how to diet for shows without just eating fish and broccoli all the time and suffering and feeling like crap and wanting to sleep and not being able to do your job or be with your family. And that's what I kind of did with you, and what I try to do with other people. And I mean, I think why, and I definitely feel this way myself now. I mean, I don't ever want to be I want to be in the position where if somebody said, Eric, we need you for a photo shoot, I'd say, give me a week,
Right.
or if I wanted to do a show that was 3 or 4 weeks away, I can do it. And it's a great feeling to wake up every day looking like a bodybuilder, chiseled bodybuilder, like we want to look like a sculpture, like a living work of art, 365 days a year. So if you can do that and feel good, why wouldn't you want to? So,
And I'm glad you brought this up because you know what? So far this show, we didn't win anything. We didn't. I was really hoping that after doing 5 shows, I would have a win to show for. But to be honest with you guys, this is not why I did this. I didn't do it because I want to keep winning competition. Of course, it would be nice. It would be great. But like we always say, we have no control over what the judges do. And just like you said, to me, since we started this, I feel like a winner every single day. Every day I wake up, every day I'm happy with the way I look, and every day I feel like life couldn't be any better. So, it's nice to win competitions, but you know what? It's even nicer to actually feel like every single day is like Christmas, and it's just great to feel good in your own skin, and you give that to me. So for that, thank you.
well, obviously it's my pleasure, and you and I, everybody knows at this point that we're very, very close friends. We become like brothers, and literally we didn't, although we knew each other in the industry, from past,
Since 2003.
since discussion boards. You knew me as Body Effects, and I knew you as MadMax. We'd never met, so it was interesting that we only really met like a year ago, but we hit it off right away. So obviously that makes this a real pleasure for me. But I also want to point out, going back to what you just said, you didn't come away with a title this year, but you competed in 5 different shows. You did not place any lower. You were in top 5 every show, no lower than 4th. You had a 2nd place as well. And you competed in shows that were a level or 2 above anything you've ever really competed in. You competed in shows that you didn't think you could get ready for, that you could be competitive in. And obviously, if you would have looked like you did in 2014, you would not have placed in any of those shows. So now I think what's great is that we've changed your whole perspective on what you can accomplish, and we're looking now next year towards now going from the 4th, 2nd, 3rd, spots into the 1st place spots, and then maybe even going on to a master's level, going for a pro card. So it's an incredible journey, and I'm so glad that I'm on it with you. And the funny thing is that you and I came up with the hashtag no off season, and believe it or not, I mean, literally the day after your last show in November, you were already asking me, all right, let's plan for the next one. You did like 1 or 2 cheat meals, and boom, you were on the diet by Monday and ready to go. And I think that's not only a testament to you, because you're a warrior. I mean, you you work very hard for a living, and you carry meals with you, and you make no excuses, and you get all your meals in, you get your training, your cardio in. But I think it's also a testament to the fact that you're enjoying the process. You're not walking around dragging. Everybody says to me all the time, Dave looks so happy. How come he always looks so happy and he's dieting? Because people.
Because I am.
People think though that you're supposed. They think if they don't feel like crap, that they're not doing the right thing, and that's not the way it should be. You should, we should, we are bodybuilders, and obviously, we take it to the extreme, a lot of us, and we're not necessarily in it for health purposes. We're in it for performance. But why not be, healthy and feel good too every single day? Why do you want to feel like crap, walk around, look great, but barely be able to get out of bed or play with your kids or go to work?
It's funny that you say that, because that gives me a flashback of what Lonnie Teeper told me when I showed up to the athletes meeting at this West Coast Classic last year, and he said, "My God, you're not tired." And I'm like, "No, I'm in a great mood." And he just could not comprehend. He's been around bodybuilding his whole life, and he just couldn't get it. And that was one of my best showing, I think. Combination of size and condition and stuff. So it was a good one. I'm glad. I really wanted to do that. When we first started, I was going to do Jay's show as a first show, but I really wanted to do Lonnie's show, because I told him last year I was going to do it. I was not able to get myself ready for that, so I really wanted to go this year, and I was glad I went. And Lonnie was just so excited. So it was nice when he told me I looked good, and that I was happy, and it's nice to hear.
Well, that was a great show. Lonnie found me backstage. He ended up doing an interview with me as well. He said had you and me, and he had Merlin on camera, and he called me Merlin and then said he can't take credit for that name because he loves to nickname people.
Yes, he does.
But this one is yours. Dave definitely came with Merlin, and that's been going crazy ever since. We have more stuff about Merlin coming soon, believe it or not.
Yes.
But that was a great show, and we had a lot of fun at that show. But I think that we accomplished everything and more than we wanted to this year in terms of Dave. We've brought a different package every single time. We're still playing around with his peaking process.
We're still figuring things out.
Yeah, I mean, I have to listen. As a coach, I consider myself as a coach, a scientist and an artist. I mean, I look at it from both sides, and I have to try to figure out each person what's the best look for them. Sometimes judges want to see a competitor, their physique looks better, a little fuller. If you look at an IFBB pro such as like Dennis Wolf, the judges tend to like him fuller than when he's more flat and more ripped, and that places him higher. And then there's other competitors who just when they're completely stripped of all body fat, they look better than if they're fuller. So sometimes you have to switch around, go for different looks, and that's what we did this year. I think that I have figured out your formula. And that's why next year we're going to go for bigger and better things, starting off with Jay's show in Vegas in March.
Yeah, so we have a few months now, and I'm really excited. I'm going to stay in shape. I literally am not suffering doing it, but it'll be nice to have a few months to actually work on legs, on arms, and just keep improving that, and then go back at the West Coast Classic a year later and see what happens.
Yeah, well, we're going to be working hard. I developed that system, the FTX2 system, which we're using quite a bit of lately. Because we've been finding it's been producing some really nice results for the both of us.
Plus, we train together every day almost now. We used to go for only once or twice a week on legs and arms, and now almost every day.
Well, now I think you've become addicted to training coming down the
I can't train by myself anymore.
I
did that yesterday. It was horrible.
We both trained together. We both trained apart yesterday for the first time in a while. We both texted each other like, this is a bummer. But yeah, we really tear it up when we're at Gold's, and we have a great time doing it. But we are working very, very hard there. So we're going to be using the FTX2, we're going to be using Power Upper and Shock, we're going to be using FDFS and hybrids of those methods and all these different techniques to try to take body parts on Dave, especially his arms and his legs, and bring them up to help match his strong parts, which are his delts, chest, and back. And we're creating a more proportional, symmetrical physique every single day. And I think that he's going to surprise, as much as he surprised people this year, because people come up to you constantly in the gym.
I can't believe that.
Everybody from 10-time Miss Olympia Iris Kyle to Hide to Chris Cormier to everybody, even Jay. Even Jay has come up.
That blows my mind.
Even Jay, who is very hard to get a compliment of, has been like, wow, Dave. And they all just don't know what you're doing. Like, what the heck happened to you this year? We have some surprises because this year, this was version 1. Wait until we pull out version 2 next year.
2.0.
2.0. Dave Borlée 2.0. And that process has already started. We kicked ass in the gym earlier today, tore it up, and we already said, I said 16 weeks to the next show. And
which is kind of cool because right now, as we started the prep, I actually had exactly the same amount of weeks, 17 weeks out from the next show, which is what I had when I first started with you last week. So now we have a 17 weeks out, except that instead of being 228 fat, now, around the same weight, pretty much contest shape. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of fun when we actually start contest prep and contest shape. A lot of people would think, oh, that's a detriment because then you're going to peak too early. No, I think it's the best thing possible. And we're going to bring Dave into that first show in absolutely ridiculous shape. And then again, we're going to look every single show. We're never going to rest on our laurels. We're going to say, now we have to. The goal is to always be the better you. That's the only way. You're always a winner if you're a better you from show to show. Because again, like you said, you can't control the judges. You can't control who shows up. But if you're a better you every single time, then you did your job. So there's no regrets. And so we're going to bring it next year, and we're already hard at work. And you'll see some of the journey as we go on through some more Be Built by Broser. But I'm just glad that we got to do this today and kind of wrap things up and show everybody, talk about what we did over this last year.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Well, again, we thank you both for watching the show. The show is a big success. We see it. We see all your comments. Eric keeps getting questions after questions on Ask More on Monday, and we're really excited that you guys love the show so much because we love to do it. We do it for you guys. So we're going to wish you both, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and then we have a lot more for you coming up, you guys. So keep watching the Muscle Insider channel, and I'm going to let Eric close it.
Well, I'm just going to say a quick shout out to my buddy, my client, Max. Thank you for the shirt. Told you I would wear it. Told you I'd wear it. I don't go back on my word. Love the shirt. Thank you so much.
That's going to get you some samples, Max.
Yeah, that's going to get you some. Yeah, looking forward to a great year ahead, and we're going to bring you more Be Built by Broser. Hope the show keeps growing. We thank you so much for watching and for asking questions and helping the show grow from what was a small audience in the beginning, and it's growing every single week. And we love doing it, and we're going to keep bringing it to you, so keep watching.
Where are we going?
We are going to see Creed, baby.
So we're going to get some motivation for 2016.
Exactly, that's what we need. We want some motivation, so we're kicking off 2016 by seeing Creed. You and I are huge Rocky fans, and we're going to have a great time, but no popcorn.
No popcorn. All right.